supposed to be a thunderstorm warning. Be careful. On the northern side of that, so if we get any lightning, it'll happen and we'll see it. So they all are on the north side of that. Still haven't seen a lightning strike. There's lightning on the radar, but I haven't seen a single strike. It might be happening too fast, actually. Still rumbling. It might be really hot and fast, and I'm just not seeing them. Those are types you just got to stare at it and look and see. Oh yeah, I mean, motion smooth through it, good. There is lightning in it. I've been hearing rumbles, but I'm wondering if it's all aloft. Track. Perfect. Of course, getting heavier. Again. Maybe. I bet we're gonna try that and see what happens. Basically got an earth storm happening right here too. There's the one we've been looking at. You see this beautiful landscape around us. Absolutely lovely. Yeah, just been watching this right out here though. Doesn't have to be more than that. Yeah, I don't think so. Yeah, that's it right there. It's just a little baby cell. It's not much. That's what Monsoon cells are. They're baby. It's like 82% of our final setup too. It's not all of it. Just trying to simplify things. I would have an interior cam, but I'm a dumb man, forgot that. Alright. Well, we're going to try to get around over to the lake and see what this looks like. Looks like we got stuff to our east. Nothing to our south right now, though. Huh. Special weather statement out to our west. we're just barely included in mezzo too. Look at that. It's peeking up there too. It's roughly, close where storms are. Tries to form more to our south. It's be about time I get there. It's probably from this stuff over here. This one, you can see that stuff spewing out full later. That's what that's from, I bet. Wait for this car to pass. That's cool. Just playing around. Yeah, those aren't bad. It's not bad storm. Just get it to where I can save this. Got some layouts, it'd be really epic, huh? Alright. Got a lot of high cloudiness here from storms that have formed and subsequently died. That's a really robust looking storm. It's to see the one here to the northeast. That's it. Coming into view now. On the left side of the screen. It's a really robust storm. Work our way around this bend and around all this stuff. Cool. Just keep on going. Yeah. We're trying to be interesting. There. That's a spot. That's not too great. This corner would be ideal, but it doesn't look like there's a spot to pull off. That would have been more ideal. Oh my gosh, that scared me. It's weakening now. Still saying there's lightning with it, but not seeing much. I don't really want to get the camera out if I'm not going to get any. Maybe get a shot here though with the Steel's camera. So I do have a histogram. Playing with the new camera today too, so you know. Makes for a fun day, except for the fact that you're learning new quirks, new camera quirks. It's a heck of a view though. To the earth. So I can return to the earth to be used later. Alright. Let's see if I can get this turned on. We obviously want to leave it on during the chase. Okay, so we are parked here at the edge of a small cliff. It's not too bad. Let's see. It goes down to the lake. We're a few hundred feet above it, but it's not bad. But, yeah. That's our storm out there. Still rumbling a bit. You can actually see pretty decently back over there still, too. But yeah, this thing right here has been our storm. There's another baby one right there, but I'm not seeing anything else. This one back here though, that one looks good. Looks really good. So we'll see. But yeah, this one's just didn't provide us any lightning. So I wonder if instability is just really low. It's possible. We'll see. Keep moving. So I think that one over there is probably going to be the one we want. As we go forward in time, that'll be the one we're looking at. What a bad stop. This would be a spot if we could get a storm to really cut loose in this valley with lightning. Oh, with that lake, it'd be freaking amazing. I'm mentally noting that one for a possible future day. Oh, buddy, that's scary. Northeast here is producing a lot of lightning. It's quite a ways up there though. I'm curious how, oh, there's a nice picnic area there. It's also, that's even better view, so remember that. It'll be easier to get in and out of next time. Here's the dam. Very tall dam too. It's probably like 500 feet that way to the right, straight down. It's enough to make me go, whoo! So far, this definitely feels better than what I had earlier this year. I just got to get a few other things set up in here and see how that feels, but the stripped down version is working. That's going to help a lot.
Curve ahead. Curve ahead.
I always appreciate how it tells you there's a curve ahead right as you enter it. Makes me happy. It's probably a little too late if you're not paying attention. This would be really nice if we poking through. Storms did such a good job of throwing high clouds. It's really kind of wrecked contrast. I was about to say there's definitely storms forming down towards Santa Fe. I can see them. Yeah, we'll probably speed run down that way. A little bit more friendly territory. More home field territory. I don't know about friendly. Ooh. There we go. Yeah. This is a different place. I like it here, but yeah, it's different. We're gonna speed run our way down now to get in position for another batch of storms. This one, basically with these monsoon storms, they'll form and then they form, then they die. I know that sounds really obvious, but it all happens really quick. And when they stop producing lightning, it's time to move. If you've got another chance to go somewhere else, you go. You don't dawdle around. And the storm that's producing lightning now isn't the one you want to target. It's the ones that are building in the distance, like you can see here in this shot. Those out there. And that's the ones that you're looking for your next batch, for something interesting. So now we gotta make some moves and drive about 30 minutes to get over to them. See what they do or doing when we get there. Oh. It's really prioritizing. Yeah. Really prefer deprioritizing the sky. It's all cool. It's an amazing, beautiful place, but there's a famous photo spot coming up right up here. Right here on this bend. This is the bend of the Chama River. Very famous photo spot. I myself have a few photos from this spot right here. Yeah, that one. No, it's not. Huh. What am I doing wrong here? Let's try that. Let's try to turn the camera on and off. It's one of those things I have to watch for. Yeah, there we go. I always forget because this is a place people go to the place. You're like, oh yeah, I guess it is a cool place. different storm of where I was earlier. That's how it always goes with these monsoon things. Think you got a handle on it, and you really don't. Yeah, well, isn't that view great? I think it's just incredible landscapes. So I could just be a New Mexico travel magazine right now as we drive. Might as well be. Yeah, those are the storms out there that we're shooting for next. Those right there, that's the next batch. Basically, these form off of terrain is the big thing. And then they spew out outflow, which we just produced a new video that's going to be coming out soon on that, or I just produced one, inflow, outflow, kind of teach about it. But they spew out outflow into the valleys, and then new storms form. Those right there are, we may or may not be able to see anything from them as we drive, but we'll end up needing to be in the right spot going this way. Models have indicated we want to be south further down towards Santa Fe into the next couple of hours. So, and that's where that stuff's at right now. So that's where we're headed. This is stuff over here. We were on a bit ago, tried to get some lightning out of it. It was not very serious about it. Very sad. Yeah, 2's not going to be available. I need to quit switching to 2. Versus the other window. I guess you're looking out windows no matter which camera I put up. You know, it's a little prettier out that one. A little more detail. So drive closer to these things out here. Storm to our north. You see it right there, actually. One northeast there. This is so blown up. It's really kind of annoying. Tell you with certainty we do not need to be filming or recording out the windshield right now. This is Abiquiu. Georgia O'Keeffe. A lot of her paintings are of this area, actually. If you know who that painter is and have seen any of her paintings, almost all of her stuff from the American West is from this area, actually. You notice, you realize a lot of landmarks when you're driving through here. There's a big museum here, cool stuff. It's all along the river that we were walking overlooking earlier. We're in that valley now. Yeah, the monsoon storms and the sea breeze storms have a lot in common, actually, in terms of how they develop. So they just need, that's just the lifting mechanism of a warm, moist, unstable air mass. The sea breeze boundary is the one for you. Here, it's the terrain features tend to be the big initiators, but sometimes you can get them out in the open desert too. Initially, it's kind of wild when that happens. Greatest danger in chasing is oogling at the landscape. Interesting looking one there on the left too. Still, there's some good ones trailing off to its northwest, so further left from it, but you can't see that on that shot. Yeah, monsoon storms are very similar to, basically, whenever they're all very similar. They're just pulse storms. They're storms that are single cell, they form, and then they die all within about an hour, 30 minutes to an hour. They throw out outflow, they generate more storms, and they can go all day and even into the night, but they're usually pretty diurnal. I can't, goodness gracious. Anyways, they're driven by the daylight hours, so when the sun sets, they tend to go away. But that's not always the case. And in this case, whenever they do stick around after dark, you get some really incredible lightning shots, so, which is really cool. See what this can do. There we go. Look at that. Cool view out the window. Waiting for Eugene the Extreme to come join us later this monsoon season. A couple weeks from now, it looks like. Get some Eugene the Extreme action out here. There's our next batch of storms. Going there. Those are mountains at Santa Fe, actually. You see mountains in the piece of the shot there below those cumulus clouds, and that's the mountains outside of Santa Fe. Those are the southern extent of the Rockies. Looks like there's stuff forming even out here into the more open air, maybe to the right. Can't really tell. Yeah, these storms will look a lot like single cell storms. All look about the same too. No matter where you're at in the world, they're all going to have a very similar appearance, and that's both refreshing and makes them easier, but it's also chaotic. They can leave, I mean, it's just so, it's chaos every day. I call monsoon chasing chaos chasing because they're just chasing the chaos. You know where storms are going to form. They're going to form off the terrain, and then thereafter it's anybody's guess. It's a random grab bag every single day. You can see there's some storms forming even further south, so it's probably the direction we want to be heading anyways. Say we're doing a pretty good job of that. Yet this atmosphere is still pretty dry, especially today. But these heights, they are high based, so they're going to look smaller too, visually, because they're kind of squished. They're higher base, so they're closer to the storm top, if that makes sense, where the clouds start. So they're going to look smaller and stuff in the east, because in the east you're dealing with a very moist environment. They're going to be a lot lower to the ground, so they're going to look a lot taller. You can probably add another 5,000 feet onto a lot of these. But even then, like, this instability is not very strong, so it's going to look a lot. So they're not going to look as big, because you get the tall, skinny type of instability to the east. And here, it's not really that. Fixed. It's really cool. I mean, this is where, I love chasing storms, supercells, and tornadoes. I mean, it's like my first weather love, but I love weather of all types. I love photographing weather in all kinds of landscapes, not even being just thunderstorms. So yeah, this is the kind of stuff I do when I'm not chasing tornadoes. I live in New Mexico, so that makes this part easier, but I also am wishing maybe I should have been chasing up in the northern plains the last couple of weeks, but it's hard to do that. Life's been very hectic, and we have a rule around the house with me holding a full-time job, plus this, is that I can dedicate everything I have to chasing April 20th to June 20th or so, and then after that I gotta prioritize other things, what my well-being, family well-being, also just vacation, all that. It's just really hard to make a lot of time outside of that, but for now. And yeah, I'm happy to be out here today, just taking a look at some storms. Yeah, see, these over here to the right are flatter looking. Those do look flatter and not quite ready to develop into storms. See out here? No. I need to try a different cable. This deck is really nice to have, but it keeps going dead on me for some reason. You see the high cloudiness there, but I'll be watching this right here. This is the stuff that'll probably develop into storms next. And there's a storm there to the left of the frame. It's a baby shower. Stuff right there. That's what you're seeing. And that's trailing off back this way, which is why you're seeing this line of cumulus. If you take a look, like your dew point with the wind barbs, Let's just turn on our dew point. Winds are not that important. But these are our dew points right now. And this is lower end for us for monsoon season. 50s, low 50s, low 40s. So basically high 40s to low 50s is generally the rule. That's what you're looking at. That's pretty low end for monsoon stuff. If you take a look at a sounding, I'm gonna pull one really quick. Just to look at our environment. I mean, it's not bad. That's pretty good instability, actually. If you followed our QT series, you know this is a high bass sounding. It's a very high bass, but it's good instability. Wind shear isn't there's actually just a little bit of wind shear in the atmosphere too, which is probably why these storms are moving a little bit today. Nope, we didn't. We're several cars back. And so because of that, these storms are really small looking. That's why they have very small cores. You're not seeing a lot of gathering of them, like massing. You can get some massing and get some multi-cell clusters even. It's actually a severe storm up here in South Colorado, quarter-inch hail. That's looking pretty good up there toward north of Cimarron. That's also part of that little cluster. Let's see what that looks like. Yeah, that looks pretty good up there. That's a supercell. Thinking about chasing up here tomorrow. Yeah, that's a supercell right there. Telltale sign. This is maybe a supercell, but it's more of a multi-cell thing. You got more out here. Cool. Let's go back over here though. Got a flash flood warning to our west. Parts of the Navajo Nation out there. Been a lot of rain out there. Lots of rain to the south as well. This one's a strong storm down by Magdalena. I was actually working up here in northern New Mexico today, so that's why I'm up here. If I were chasing seriously today with a very serious target, I would have probably been down here toward Grants and such. We're going to do our best, see what we can come up with today. I agree. This state's very pretty. It's definitely has faults, but it's also very pretty. It's not, no place is perfect, but this place is definitely pretty. Take a look out the window there. Some random person's house, but with a nice little hill behind it. And we're just waiting. It's also one of the prettiest places in the state too. But our goal is to probably get in a position so when this forms up into storms, we'll be there. But also, some signs this over here could be interesting later too. But our light has turned green, so let's get to driving. So we're gonna have to keep boogieing. We can't just sit still here. This is a very busy road to have shut down to one lane. That stinks. But yeah, this is a pretty place to do monsoon chasing. It's an underrated monsoon place because if you ask anybody who lives west of here, how's your monsoon season going? They're saying it's one of the Arizona, Nevada, Utah. It is really, really, really rough, but Out here in New Mexico, we've been having a pretty good go of it, actually. It's been pretty good. New Mexico, I think, is a very reliable monsoon comparatively. It's not perfectly reliable, but you're going to get more rain more often than not here, especially along the Central Mountains and east, but even out here along and west of the Central Mountains. Places like here in northern New Mexico, there's just so much terrain. We've got moisture sources from a couple of different places that impact us. So if you don't have one, which is the Gulf of California, you might have the other Gulf. So things happen. So we'll see what we can do with this as we drive. And yeah, you can see there's just like gigantic cottonwoods and stuff. We're in a river valley right now. We're just right by the Rio Chama. So if you're saying, wait a second, that's not a desert. It actually is a desert. We just happen to be in a river bottom where a lot of agriculture is done. There's a lot of this in New Mexico where there's a lot of trees along the riverbanks and such. Little forest, basically. There's forest along the rivers. You also have that in the Rio Grande and across the middle of the state. Its closest relative to it in terms of how it works here is probably the Nile River, although it's not nearly as mighty or carries as much water as the Nile, but very similar in the sense it's very arid on either side, but the river itself cutting through just like a huge patch of green down the straight through the middle of the state. From it just wasn't producing lightning. That's not a theme of today, but with the lack of moisture, it does make me wonder. Yeah, that's really cool. And so we're basically coming into Espanola shortly, which is a fascinating little community itself. Fascinating history, but it's in between two pretty substantial mountain ranges. So there's like giant mountains on every side, really. See storms way up there in Colorado. Those are basically in Colorado. That's one way to do it, Texas. Limit's 45. Texan up there's driving 70, 75, so you know. Sorry if you're a Texan watching this. Nobody likes you outside of your state. I actually like Texans. More than a few friends who are from Texas, but I got a lot of people like that give you all a bad name. Go. I bet I can stabilize this mount. That's one thing I'm noticing I'm going to try to do is stabilize that mount with time. See, that's on the other side of this mountain too, this range, so we're not going to get to it. There's no roads that go up and over these mountains here. In fact, I think I see there's still some snow on top of some of these peaks heading into August, so that's pretty nice. Wasn't a great snow season, but I don't know if that's snow or not. Maybe it may just be shadowing. I think I'm lying. Fake news. trying to figure out where these next batch of storms are going to form. Now we're down here at Espanola. Does look like there are some storms south of Santa Fe. Not showing up on the radar, but see a storm track there, so that usually means there's. Let's turn the tilt up and see. Yeah, you can see storms over there, and there's some forming off the mountains in Albuquerque too. So that area along in south of Santa Fe may be getting on shortly. We'll get there. Man, a lot of progress. Espanola to Santa Fe. Thought we're probably gonna have to just get some dinner here. Wasn't really thinking I was going to, but looking at the sky, seeing some pretty good signs that we're gonna be rolling up on storms, and then I'm not gonna eat dinner until 8 and I'm gonna be hangry. We don't want that. So we're gonna get dinner in Espanola before we move on. Getting hangry is not a good idea. Gotta find a spot. Where we can stop. We'll just stop halfway in between Espanola and Santa Fe. Pueblo. Got a good spot there. Yeah. Allow us to get through town. Just take a look at this out there. It's just crazy. This is one of those towns that'll probably end up being, that could end up being a really big tourist kind of place, because it's just so, it's basically a little Santa Fe. It's got everything Santa Fe has except better. I think the mountain views are better here. It's got an actual river running through it, so it's got that. It's just got a lot of things, but just never really taken off. let's go. Should probably just go around, but speed limit's only 35. Can just see those are storms we were on earlier. The problem out here too is you run into road issues. Basically, you have like a road going down through here, and a road going up through here, and a road that goes like up here and then stops. And so you see these storms have moved off, and then you got this rough terrain through here. So it just makes it really hard because you just can't get to those no matter what you do anyways. It's just so hard. I always tell people it catches you off guard, but monsoon chasing is actually, to do it right, can be harder than supercell chasing is, because there's so many variables that you don't really have control of. Like with the supercell, I can, like, okay, you know, models are pointing at this area for development, those are going to become supercells, but you just don't really have a good feel for stuff. Oh wow, that is where I actually want to be turning. All right, I did not think that turn lane was that close. Such, you know. Luckily we can turn around. Because the other thing here is if you miss your turn, you got no other choice. So we just have to, that was a navigational error. It's been a while since I've been here. Forgot how quickly that turn comes up on you. But yeah, we just end up in a situation where the monsoon storms and the randomness is just so hard to chase sometimes, because you think you have a good handle on a day, and it just goes completely opposite of what you expected. It can, they can rain out early too. That happens. That's happened to me a few times, where you think you're set for a big day, storms fire at literally 10:30 in the morning, and by the time you get to the sunset hour, which we're approaching in an hour and a half or so is when I think the light gets good and such, around here, hour and a half, 2 hours, you end up in a situation where the sky is just completely spent. And for me, that's just like, I prefer to chase, basically I prefer to chase days kind of like today, where they're a little bit lower grade, but they're still storms, so you get those small storms that produce lots of lightning cores and such. So, and as with anything storm chasing, you do a lot of this, you do a lot of driving, you're like, I don't know what's going on, why am I out here? And then all of a sudden you have 15-20 minutes of excitement, and the day was totally worth it. It's a really dumb hobby. But for sure, it really is. It's a really dumb hobby. All right, now we're gonna turn right and get out of here. These are trying to build vertically. We'll see if those can get going. north, south, south. I think that's the stuff off the mountains in Albuquerque. Yeah, we just gotta move. There's gonna be a whole barrage of stuff, I think, the next hour or two out here. We're already out here. Might as well chase it. Yeah, hurricane season has definitely been slower to start so far. We'll see if that continues. I think August, September obviously is when we're really worried about stuff, and see if we can keep good vibes going for hurricane season. Maybe a quiet one. Wouldn't be the worst thing in the world for everybody. Gulf states have just been relentlessly under assault basically for the last like 4 or 5 years. Be good if they if you all had a slow hurricane season this year. So you're about to get a view of this. I'm really excited about what I'm seeing here. See, the terrain also hides things. Look at this. Look at that storm. That is a real deal storm. That one looks good coming up through the trees there. That one's enough to get me excited. I don't get excited too often about monsoon stuff, but that's pretty exciting looking. And that's just south of Santa Fe. I'm just going to tilt the radar up a little bit. Yeah, that's that one. That's that one right there. One I got circled there, that's the storm you're looking at. Tilted the radar up to maybe give us a better view. The Sandia Mountains really just kind of block everything. So we'll see what we get there. We'll go to break here in a second. And I'm gonna get some dinner. So just prefer people not to hear my drive-through orders. So don't know, privacy. South. Just merely need to get there. Yeah, the other thing about chasing here is there are rarely, if ever, straight roads to a place. Especially when you're chasing in terrain like this where there are a lot of mountain ranges. It's just a nightmare because we don't build roads just up and over mountain ranges everywhere. It's like at best you got one or two every 30 or 40 miles, and it's just rough. So let's see what we can pull up. Slightly, ever so slightly faster. Is it because the other person in front of me is driving slow? Thank you. Yeah, so the left lane actually, right lane is going below the speed limit. Now, I haven't looked at hurricane season, honestly. I've been so busy with work. After storm season, it's just like a deluge of work hit, and it's just been rough. So I haven't even got to look at hurricane season and see how it's shaping up. I'm far from a hurricane seasonal forecasting expert, but I'm look and try to learn like any other self-admitted obsessed weather nut would. Yeah, this is gonna be good. These will be good storms down here when we get down here. Look at that stair stepping. Looks really good. I wish I had food in the car. Should just keep driving. It's always one of the problems. With me especially, I get really hangry. I don't do well with being hungry and trying to chase. I get cranky and want to quit days well before I should. So if I have a full belly and all that, I can keep going for a while. Oh, it's good down there. So we got new storms building up. We'll be able to get in on this and get in on this action. That'll be our storms we get in on. Yeah, those are real deal storms. Watch the nose down there though. They basically due south. Let's get that tilt off there. We're going to keep the higher tilt on so we can see what's going on. There's more storms forming over toward Albuquerque, so we're going to have stuff into the evening. That makes me excited. And this is coming up, or we should be starting. There should be a couple of restaurants up here on the left in a second. Slowing down on this side. We're already driving the speed limit. So we're all checking to see who got pulled over. It was Stewart for the 5th time this week. Stewart with the lead foot. We're gonna get there. Did that thing again. Just does not want to stay on. It like times out over time. That's working. That's. Lot of options, but we'll find something. Really great if there's like a magical subs or something here versus like lots of stuff. They have McDonald's and Taco Bell. Make one of them work. They're both fine. I'm just tired of fast food. Still tired of fast food from storm season. Looks like what we got. Right.
Discussing this all morning long, and that was another day where we probably should have left a little bit earlier. We didn't because we thought that initiation was going to hold off. Well, it turns out that cap that we thought was there, it was gone by noon.
And it's not raining too hard. We might want to roll down the windows when we get to it.
I'm going to be getting out of the car.
got your first county road. It'll be right here.
There she is.
Get out of here.
Big tornado. When we got to the storm, you know, we drove right underneath the base, and you know, we could see organization taking place. You could kind of see hints of the RFD forming. You could see a wall cloud kind of loosely organizing, and we sat there for 10-15 minutes just watching the tornado genesis of this storm starting to come together.
Blocky thing right there trying to lower too, but I just think right here, right down the road, right in here.
The Titan storm is getting stronger, and it looks like it could produce a tornado at any moment. This well-developed supercell is heading right for Lake Chickasha, over mostly open country.
Still on the ground.
And we ended up sneaking out a couple tornadoes in a row right there next to each other. One was a little bit on the east side of that wall cloud, and you have a little bit of a skinny rope come down. And then the bulk of that thing really started taking shape as this big bowl lowering with rapid rotation.
May 16th, this is prime time for severe weather. It had all the promises of a big tornado day, 15% hatched all the way from Kansas down to Texas. And we targeted southwest Oklahoma into west Texas, kind of by Childress. Reports coming in that there was a wedge on the ground. And when we got west of Tipton, we can actually get a view of the tornado. And the funny thing is the tornado, even though it was not wrapped in rain, it was very hazy out. So you could tell that it was there, but you really couldn't get good contrast. And so a lot of people struggled with getting good video that day because of the contrast.
Large tornado ongoing now, southwest of Tipton, Oklahoma.
West of Tipton.
Oh yeah, it's coming over the tree line. We better get.
Hey, Nicole, you saw a tornado? Yeah. Violent from in the middle of nowhere. We're going south. We're going south.
Well, RFD was coming, pretty wet RFD and strong, so we ended up heading east and going just north of town to try to get another view of it. And that's when Chris Sanner pulls up with his group, and I was with Brandon. He's like, "Hey guys," and this is while a big multi-vortex tornado is going on, and RFD is coming again, and it's very menacing looking. And Sanner ends up saying, "Don't El Reno it," and that's when we ended up deciding to go east again.
The pre-time lapsing for just a very brief bit, for about a minute or two. Where do you think the tornado? Very large tornado.
Okay,
very, very fat stovepipe. Which way you think it stove that road? It still looks
Very large stovepipe.
Wow. I don't even know. Nowhere. Okay.
There we go. We're back. See, wasn't that bad. Oh, I got you. There we go. We'll get some far down the road here. Okay, now we resume the chase. Excited about this. Let's keep this going. Come on, left turn. I was indifferent. We just went with the one with the shorter drive-through line. Let's face it, when your choices are McDonald's or Taco Bell, you just pick the one. Shorter drive-through line. Actually, could probably eat slightly healthier at McDonald's, if not wholly healthier. I mean, they're very unhealthy at both, but it's a great question, Sean. If we get a chance, like, I mean, I live in New Mexico, so doing monsoon storms in New Mexico is pretty easy. If there's a chance of something maybe like coming ashore in Texas, we'll definitely consider doing an intercept. But I think it would have to be Texas for us to make it happen. Right now, with the way jobs and such are setting up, it's just hard to get away otherwise. But I do think Texas is a possibility if something happens. But we were talking about it earlier, but I just, it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world if nothing happens this year. Give everybody at least 1 year off. But the most likely scenario is this season's just a slow starter and won't end that way. Because forecasts definitely work for a quiet season, super quiet. And seasonal forecast folks seem to be getting a lot better at that. I'd imagine seasonal forecasting will only continue to improve with things like AI and growing data sets every single year. Actually, we're going to have one day where forecasting is a little more boring. Watching the stream too. Yeah, I've definitely, it's like tropical stuff I haven't done seriously really ever. We've done half serious stuff with it, but it's just because with me and the rest of the crew, it's just hard to get all of us lined up job time off wise. It's hard enough April through June, much less in August for a hurricane. So, much less for monsoon season, which things may be lining up in 2 weeks for us to all get together, get out here and chase some monsoon stuff. doing the bare minimal monsoon chase here. And we're going to be getting a lot closer to this one than we were to the stuff earlier. Terrain down here is a lot more open too, so it allows for easier viewpoints. We just got to get through the various res lands, and then we just got to get south of Santa Fe then. Yeah, I imagine that, I imagine if the Atlantic wakes up, if/when, it'll be fast and furious. That's my guess, is it's just a slow starting season. I doubt it's not gonna pick up at some point. But it's just been so relentless the past few years that even an average season with like just one kind of landfalling hurricane that's maybe majorish would seem kind of quiet, I think, almost. I feel like we might be there with tornado season too, where an average season is going to feel pretty lame to a lot of folks. We're kind of in a golden age of storm chasing again. I had all kinds of complications this spring and still managed 7 tornado days. And honestly could have had 10 had I not fumbled the ball so hard in June, early June. Which was a pretty good season for me given my constraints on chasing and how hard. Alright, this is back up at least. It's not even connected. Oh, you know. Yeah, it's not connected to it out there. It's understandable. If you don't have line of sight, you're not going to really see it. So, scoot you just ever so slightly. Get around that tree. Basically, anytime I go a little further away, it's not linking, is it? Basically, wherever I come from, the storms come from. Let's see if we can find something. New storm forming right here, and there it is. Look at that. That wasn't so hard. This one's actually starting to precipitate, according to the L radar. I think we might go for it. Which means we gotta go back up a little bit north. This thing is hot toast. That thing's done. But the other view, right now we got that. See that storm right there? That's what that is showing. That's showing up just barely. And this stuff right here is what you're looking out at the window in this shot. Right there. But I actually like what I'm seeing here. This is probably going to be our little cell, so I think we want to try to give it a shot, which means we got to back up and go north if you want. Valid option. Just stay here. I know it's shocking, but I do not have to do anything. I may just be able to stay in one spot. this and start dumping some heavy precip, get some good lightning out of it. Whoop. All right. That broke. You're watching, Sarah? Something broke. Huh. This is where she says she's not surprised if she was watching. Yeah, this has been a hard year on equipment. It just seems like it just keeps dying. I keep having equipment just bite the bullet. Oh no, you stay on. Just wanting to go get that camera because I can get this right here with this. Whoop. It's right on this highway, actually. Let's go get that big camera. Bring it in. I think they're going up to our west, though, too. Just not linked. It's going to work whenever I do that. I don't need to go too far up the road. Really want something different, slightly different view on this thing. It doesn't have to be too much further though. Phantom roads. You'll see out here to my east other storms. That's the one we're squarely focused on though right now. if I could frame, if there's something up here to frame it with, because this definitely needs, I think, it would really be helped if there was something in the foreground. And then we're getting too close now. Stop up here in a second. This looks better. We're going to have to accept that this is our spot. Stop up here down at the bottom of the hill though. Fewer trees. Further, actually. Just got a storm track on. I thought that was a lightning bolt for a second. Got excited. That was perfect. Who's it gonna go to? How about this? Let's do what I thought I was gonna do initially. Just go north. That's gonna be the ticket. It's gonna be mid distance on this thing. Distance on this thing is probably going to be the best solution. So I don't see another really good one. Out there to the west though too. Isolation. I got one hit. Almost there, back. I said we didn't go too far. I was about to start complaining. I've been getting shot. Let's go get shot. Cameras are pointed right at it. Be a good educational tower to shoot at the very least. We're half a mile to the turn. Yeah, half a mile. South, still trying. It still hasn't really gotten it. Let's forget if it's on this side or that side. The tracks. First time I've ever had to deal with these stupid little power lines out there. It will not be the last. Sort of like telegraph lines or something. They're so short. I guess you're on this one duty. You're gonna be on that one duty. So that's the definition of a single cell storm right there. Look at that. This one is showing some lightning now. Right there. I think it is indeed showing some lightning. Oftentimes I can with some cross traffic on those shots. It shows it had one bolt in it earlier. too. Right at this one on the shot, you can see it actually out there on the left side of the shot. I mean, it's out further east. It's a really stout core, actually. You actually see it. That's the one on the left there, way out there. This one is showing lightning picking up in it right here, but I have yet to see a bolt out of it with my eyes. Doesn't mean anything. And this one to the west, actually. That one right there, you see on your shot, that's it. Would not be shocking to see a bolt out of it soon, too. Kind of moping around. Dang it. I was hoping it would reach. Oh yeah, looks good. still on? Just make it we're still on. Doesn't have any bolts in it recently. Moving slowly back toward us. This one to our west is dying. It has a stronger core. Kind of did. These things being stingy with lightning today. Very, very, very stingy with lightning. Been trying and wanting to believe in it. May have to be done shortly. If you're wondering about the little storm that could, that's basically all but gone. Lots of debris back there. There's cloud debris though. it's just a day, I think. It's a little too dry for brilliant bolts. Look booming, but they're just not. Sucks. It's just waiting on a dang lightning strike out of this. I just wanted to get closer now. I mean, it's been sent back. There's only so much you can capture from one spot before it starts getting a little. Why is there a concrete divider there? God, that feels like such a waste of money. Feels like a very big waste of money. Anyways, we're just waiting to see if this thing can produce a big lightning bolt out of it. Getting pretty much right up underneath it now. See what happens. I think this is the last one of the day. I don't think we're gonna have another shot at anything. So, giving this one a go and see. So it's probably got another 20-30 minutes left in it. We have to start playing bagpipes for it. Oh, ha! I saw a little bolt up in the cloud just now. That counts for something. Not exactly what we're looking for, but it'll happen right now, right when I'm behind the trees. These things are really high bass. It's a very dry environment today out here. Very low grade monsoon day. I kind of had hopes maybe we could get some of these getting some pretty electrified cores in them, but we just haven't really had that today. I was hoping for some electricity. Stop up here again though. Just want to get just close enough to it that if it decides it wants to produce a nice big bolt, we can really get a good one. Maybe salvage today with something a little closer. But I'm hoping it holds off now for another 30 seconds, maybe a minute. I'd like to really get up here. Get up here with not much of a hill between us and it. Goodness gracious me, it's already 7. Sun's about to go behind a bunch of clouds. It is, as they say, now or never. Yeah, see how we're getting closer to this thing now? Yep, see if we can get a big lightning bolt. Updrafts there on the right. Hoping it happens in the downdrafts. Most of them today have been in the downdrafts that I have seen. So that's pretty. Yeah, that'll probably be what happens again today. Even getting a little bit of a rain foot there on the right. Alright. I don't think we want to go too much further. I don't want to get up into getting mist thrown up into us. This looks great. Curve. Yep, there's the curve. So hit that curve, we'll go off. Get my window mount wherever the heck it is. It's over there. I think we're just gonna sit here. Giant bush there. This is good though. Listen, Storm, we have a deal. You've got to wait until this camera's pointed back at you and on and recording. You can fly. There we go. Let's put it in park and slowly ease off the brake. You're good. Alright, well, if this thing throws out a big bolt, we're going to get it now. We're in prime time position for this thing. See if we can end this with a few good bolts today. Believe in you, Storm. We believe in you. Oh, man. There. Perfect. Okay. It's a really thick downdraft there on the right. It says there's a lot of lightning in it now. So hopefully. This is like close enough. I'm scared to get out of the car, but just sit here. Waiting to see if this thing can do it. So far not, but we'll see. It's really man, that downdraft is just so thick. It's just begging. See, I wouldn't be too sad to get a car driving through the shot with a lightning strike too. Really add some dynamism to it. Or birds flying across the sea, really anything. There it is! Yay! That was a good one. Good deal. All right. Best news. We're on the board. Pressure's off, Storm. You did it. See if the lightning's on there later. But when it strikes dead center, what would have been dead center in the frame? You probably should have had the camera on it, huh? This probably has a few more left in it, but that's disappointing. Just can't help myself. Yeah, there's another one. Making noise, so I know where it's at. In the clip, by the way, everybody. It is exciting, but it's also like just to mark time. This time, let's try to get something big. So that one looks good, but I'd like something in the dark core, like I just missed. Beggars can't be choosers. There we go. There we go. Clap. Now you know where it's at. It's off to the right. Preset core. Just really love one right here in the middle, even kind of shaded like toward that mountaintop over there. Be really cool. We're getting wind out of this. Our temp has dropped from 80 to 77, so that's pretty cool. I had to travel through some rain to get here though, so it's a little lighter. It's a heavy core again. It just keeps going. Come on now. I believe in you. Let's get this big old island strike in here. What the heck? Okay. Where? There it is. The card case. 4 minutes. Rush job, a new card in. It's backed off again. We're going to one every 30 seconds, and they haven't had one in a hot second. Wasn't missed it. I might have missed it then. Judging by that not roll. I'm trying to give the storm a pep talk right now. getting to this point where you're like, don't want to mess it up. We have to mess it up. Mess it up. Right in the middle of this shot. 30 seconds. Delay. There we go. Okay, well, we didn't miss a bolt. I'm changing the cord. Scary. Swivel. There's been a couple inside the core. There's only been one on this side of the storm this whole time. There's been a couple on the south side, which is always frustrating. You know, on the side where it's not bolting on the other side. Looks like there's stuff back toward home. See it? It does look like that's it. So maybe some stuff trouble. Good stuff forming up there. Yeah, this is our storm right here. Back to the big view. It's close enough now that it moves it on this side. It's getting dark enough that I would actually be pretty startling. In a good way. Give this a couple more minutes and we're gonna be done with it. You said there isn't gonna bolt, so there isn't gonna bolted in yet. Even the lightning tracker's been talked about it. It's right on this highway. The minute I put it up, is when it's just. That's when it's gonna just completely go crazy. Massive bolt. Yeah, I was kind of hoping for one more like big lasso raw bolt. So I missed the good one. so mad.
Take a look at this. Look at that. Some of that one's penny. Penny spectat, actually.
Yeah.